Hi everybody, I'm Kieron, 19J alum from INSEAD. I ran a search fund in 2019 and ended up acquiring a company in 2020. Over the last 5 years, me and my partner Gonzalo, we grew that business. We acquired a competitor and we've recently exited to a private equity. So we now have a new majority shareholder that's helping us scale the business to new heights. And I've also recently, with some INSEAD alum, launched a fund to continue investing in search funds and support the entrepreneurs that are now looking to solve that succession issue.
So starting with the day in the life operator lens questions, can you walk us through a typical day in your life as an operating CEO?
Sure, so we run a global business, so we have customers in about 110 countries. So every week is very different, but yeah, a day in my life, when I'm in the office, I'll be meeting the team, trying to understand what the priorities are for that week. We'll be discussing how we're reaching our objectives, and most recently spending a lot of time budgeting for next year. So thinking about mistakes we've made this year and opportunities that we need to invest in 2026, and how we can spend our time building a plan to continue scaling the business.
How would you say, or what was essential when it came to managing an international business and making sure, everyone was primed for success?
Yeah, I think for us, one of the biggest challenges was managing a global business with offices in three different countries. And so the first thing that comes to mind is having a strong leadership team within those businesses that can lead and breathe the culture when you're not there.
And so other than, I'm sure the day the majority buy-in was sealed, your happiest day, if you could finish the sentence, my happiest day as an operator was when?
Other than the day. I think the happiest day will probably be when we signed a deal with Europcar. So for the first time, third-party software like ours managed to partner with one of the big five.
Can you share one initiative or tool or process that's had the greatest impact in delivering results like that?
We were very fortunate to have specifically 2 board members that were operators and had scaled technology businesses, one of which had spent time in India as well, which is a big part of the team within Emotion, the company that we run. So, I'd encourage entrepreneurs to form a really strong board that has experience in your sector or within the type of business that you're going to be operating. Probably
a good time to pivot to the investor questions. How should a new investor assess a potential searcher? What should you be looking out for?
I mean, different investors look at different things, but I think most investors will agree that you're really looking for an entrepreneur that has the ability to solve problems and to scale a business. So there's many stages to the search journey, as you know, but I think the most important one is operating the business, and that's really where the value gets created. So really looking for entrepreneurs that have the grit and determination to roll their sleeves up and get involved in a business, dedicate a lot of time to learn, definitely humble. INSEAD has been a huge part of our journey from day one. Our initial investors are INSEAD alum, and one of which ended up being on our board. So INSEAD board. Now, as we look to launch INSETA, the new fund to invest in search funds, of course I've partnered with a colleague of mine from my class, but also Gernot, who's a 92 graduate. INSEAD continues to be a huge part of my life and a huge part of both the time I spend operating Emotion, but also the time I spend investing in future searches.